Some children never really get to be children. They don't have time to learn how to play, how to rest, or how to need. They learn responsibility before they learn safety, and silence before they learn trust. This is the story of those children, the ones who grew up too fast. It always starts quietly, not with a dramatic moment, but with small things. A mother crying in the kitchen, a father who doesn't come home, a house where nobody explains what's happening. When you're 7, you don't understand. You just sense the weight in the air, the way voices lower when they talk near you, the way the walls feel heavier than before. You start cleaning up without being asked. You learn to read emotions before books. You listen more than you speak. You begin to parent your parents. That's how it happens, the growing up too fast. It's not a choice. It's a survival strategy. In psychology, this is called parentification. It's when a child takes on the emotional or practical roles of an adult, caring for siblings, comforting parents, managing chaos. But nobody sees it as damage. Everyone calls it maturity. Such a responsible child, they say, so well-behaved. They don't see the invisible cost, the anxiety hidden under that calm voice, the constant need to make sure everyone else is okay, the guilt that comes whenever they rest. For these children, love becomes work, affection becomes a duty, and childhood becomes a job description. The child learns quickly. Crying doesn't help. Asking makes things worse. So they stop. They learn to shrink their needs until they fit into silence. To hide hunger behind smiles. To hide fear behind control. They become good at managing everyone's emotions, except their own. When something hurts, they distract themselves by helping others. When they need comfort, they become the comforter. They build walls of kindness, hoping nobody sees they're crumbling inside. And people adore them for it. They're mature, selfless, SD. Fast forward a few years. The same child is now a teenager, but their eyes already look old. They understand too much. They know how to soothe an argument, how to hide disappointment, how to make people feel safe. They know how to do everything except how to be. They're terrified of letting go because control is the only thing keeping them safe. They crave love, but they don't know how to receive it. They crave rest, but rest feels like danger. They crave help, but help feels like weakness. So they keep doing what they've always done, pretending everything's fine, and people believe them. Here's what psychology says. Children who grow up too fast often develop complex trauma, not from one big event, but from years of emotional neglect. Their nervous system stays on alert. Their body doesn't know what calm feels like. They live in a permanent state of readiness, ready to fix, to please, to protect. It's like being the emergency adult in a child's body. Always on call, always responsible, never safe enough to collapse. And because they were praised for being mature, they don't even realize it's trauma. They think it's just who they are. But it's not identity. It's adaptation. You see, when you grow up too fast, rest feels wrong. You feel guilty for relaxing, anxious when nothing's happening. You think, if I stop, everything will fall apart. Because once that was true, the nervous system doesn't forget. It associates peace with danger, silence with fear, comfort with risk. So even as an adult, you find yourself attracted to chaos because it feels familiar. You keep choosing partners who need fixing, jobs that drain you, friends who rely on you too much, not because you like pain, but because your brain learned If I'm needed, I'm safe. People who grew up too fast often wear a mask called independence. They say, I'm fine, even when they're breaking. They never ask for help. They hate feeling like a burden. But behind that strength is fear. Fear of being too much. Fear of being abandoned. Fear that love must be earned. They push others away gently, with polite smiles and quiet distance. They crave closeness, but they're scared of it, because closeness once meant responsibility, not comfort. They learn that love comes with strings, and safety comes with self-sacrifice. Every child who grew up too fast eventually reaches a mirror moment. That night when they finally stop pretending. Maybe it's after another relationship fails. Maybe it's a panic attack that comes out of nowhere. Maybe it's waking up one morning and realizing they don't know who they are, outside of taking care of everyone else. The mask cracks. The calm breaks. The tears come, decades late but still valid. And in that moment, they meet the child they once were. Small, scared, exhausted, but still waiting to be loved. Healing begins when that grown-up child decides to stop surviving and start living. It's not easy. You have to teach yourself what nobody taught you. That's okay to rest. That you deserve care even when you're not useful. That your worth isn't in your effort. In therapy, they call this reparenting. Becoming the parent you needed when you were small. It means comforting yourself when you feel unsafe. Setting boundaries without guilt. Learning that saying no doesn't make you bad. It makes you whole. It means finally giving yourself permission to be the child you never got to be. The ones who grew up too fast forgot how to be soft. They built armor out of kindness, walls out logic, and a heart that only opens when nobody's looking. But there's beauty in softness. There's courage in saying, I'm tired. I need help. I don't know. Because that's not weakness. That's honesty. And honesty heals. Slowly, they learn to rest without guilt, to laugh without fear, to cry without shame, to need without apologizing for it. That's when the healing begins to bloom. Healing doesn't mean forgetting what happened. It means remembering without reliving. You start recognizing the patterns, how you overextend yourself, how you avoid vulnerability, how you confuse peace with boredom. And little by little, you change. You pause before saying yes. You allow people to help you. You forgive yourself for being human. One day, you wake up and realize you don't feel responsible for everyone anymore. You feel responsible for yourself. And that's enough. There's a quiet day that comes when you sit in the sunlight and realize you're safe. No one's waiting for you to fix them. No one's asking you to carry their pain. You're just here, breathing, resting, living. And for the first time, the child inside you gets to be what they never were. A child. They run. They laugh. They cry without fear. They're free. And you, the adult, finally become what you were meant to be. Not the protector, not the caretaker, but the person who got to grow up in peace. Narrator, softly. Some people grow up too fast, not because they wanted to, but because life gave them no choice. If you're one of them, know this. You're not broken. You're just tired from surviving, and you deserve a life that doesn't demand strength, just to exist. So rest. You've done enough.